Lanterns, dragons, and mooncakes, all hot commodities as much of East Asia prepares for the annual Mid-Autumn Festival. This Chinese national holiday, second only to Chinese New Year, is also known as the Moon Festival, as it occurs on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month and marks the beginning of the full moon period, and also the beginning of the endless traffic jams across much of China. Also this evening, traffic officers will be on hand, watching the streets for colorful parades of lions and dragons. Apparently, they'll be dancing in the streets. Expect delays on much of East Dixon throughout the evening.
Alright, when I think of the moon, I honestly think of cheese, like from cartoons and such.
I think about long romantic walks on the beach with my wife at midnight.
The moon, I guess, would mean to me nighttime, of course, romance.
Such movies like Twilight comes up as well.
Okay, the moon reminds me of wolf.
We expect clear skies across most of northwest Arkansas this evening, so many will be watching the moon for signs of that famous lunar jade rabbit or the stunning stellar celebrity Chang'e. I know Chang'e's husband, the notorious Ho-Yi, solar archer turned evil king, will have his eyes peeled.
I usually think of the moon as a representation of romance.
The anime Avatar.
The moon represents light and not twilight. And I guess God's gift for the night.
The moon reminds me of astronauts.
The moon reminds me of a balance in nature.
When I think about the moon, I think that it's bedtime and it's time for me to go to sleep.
So when I see the moon, I think about dust. I think about just how the world creates itself again and comes around.
During the festival, families will be enjoying traditional activities that date all the way back to the Western Zhou dynasty of the 2nd century BC. Although, I'd be willing to bet that the feasts they enjoyed were not nearly as good as what CSSA has prepared for the University of Arkansas guests tonight. I can see it already. The twice-cooked pork, kung pao chicken, Taiwanese street barbecue, and those mooncakes. Man, those mooncakes.
Hey Cameron, we're still recording.
Cannolis. I'm from the Northeast, so we have a lot of good bakers out there. They're all Italian. They make the best cannolis.
Probably say tacos, because my mom makes some pretty mean tacos.
I honestly think of barbecue hot dogs. This is something my father kind of came up with and what I grew up with.
Hot roast.
Food that most reminds me of my home is chili. They have chili in this country. They usually eat it with crackers or on a hot dog, something like that. But it resembles some kind of stew we have back in Ethiopia.
Be sure to also check out the ornate paper lanterns that will be found decorating many public gathering places throughout the evening. There you can try your hand at solving the riddles of the East. For those lucky enough to find a solution, prizes will be awarded.
Wings, I guess. Chicken wings always make me happy.
The food that reminds me of back home would be tacos.
A meal that reminds me of home, probably potato soup and grilled cheese.
Hands down, it's spaghetti.
A food that I think about when I think about back home is our beans, because I'm Hispanic and that's the center of our food.
To close my report, I would like to ask that as you enjoy this evening with friends and loved ones, you consider those who tonight must be far away from their own. The Mid-Autumn Festival's most important aspect is the opportunity to reunite with long-missed family members and spend time with those you love. For many U of A international students, not being able to return to their families at this very special time brings considerable feelings of homesickness and loneliness. Even with the modern technologies of transportation and communications, many will still find some solace the same way they did almost 3,000 years ago, staring up at the full, glowing moon, knowing that somewhere, far away, someone else is staring at the same moon,